Hi students, I'm your Kusum ma'am to relax you here. So as I feel like everyone are very much tensed, how your paper is going to be. As I told earlier, papers will be very easy. Don't get tensed. Motivate yourself. So here today I am to relax you by providing certain tips. So let's start out with basic revision, which you are going to complete tomorrow, as that will be the last day of the preparation, and on 20th you are going to appear for your paper. So this is the last minute preparation which you are going to do. So let's start out with the physics. So when you will be starting with the light chapter, go through with all the definitions first, like what is center of curvature, focus, focal length, radius of curvature, principal axis. Go through with all the definitions. Then the second important is what is refractive index. What is refractive index, and then what is absolute refractive index. Both the definitions are important. Next, rectangular glass slab. So that's also very important question, rectangular glass slab. Then the next one, the fourth question, where ray diagrams, every year they ask 2 ray diagrams. So you need to prepare for mirror, concentrate more on the concave, and then for the lens, convex lens. Go through very perfectly with the ray diagrams, as 2 ray diagrams are asked. Then the next, while writing ray diagram, give the conditions in a tabular form, like position, nature of the image, and position of the object. All those represent in the tabular form. Then the next important question of this chapter, difference between real and virtual image. So this chapter is quite easy, where you will be given only with the ray diagrams and then few numericals. Already you are familiar with the lens and mirror formula, so easily you can get. Don't get panic or don't get tensed. Simple questions will be there. Thoroughly revise your NCERT textbook. Questions will be based on NCERT only. They will change the values, or the little differences will be there, or little changes will be there in the questions. Don't get tensed. Go through with the chapter thoroughly. So basically, if you'll be revising definitions and then rectangular glass slab experiment, and concentrate more, like if the ray is entering from rare to denser, where it will bend. So when it enters from rare to denser, it will bend towards the normal. If it is moving from denser to rare, it will move away the normal. So this type of question will be there, one which can be MCQ, and then they will give the different refractive indices, and they will ask like in which medium the light will be fastest. So refractive index, indices, and speed of the light, both are inversely proportional. So here, if more refractive indices, then speed will be less. So in that way you can detect your answer. Like if the medium is given 1.3 to 1.46, in which medium light will move faster. If the refractive index is less, the speed will be more. So this is important for your MCQ. And as I told, ray diagrams, you need to practice it properly. Then the next chapter is human eye. From human eye, practice out the eye diagram properly. And after that, all the parts are important. Here they ask like name the part which controls the size of the lens, where you need to write ciliary muscle. And then what is blind spot, and crystalline lens, or name the liquid which is present behind the eyeball. So these type of questions are important. Then power of accommodation, then what is near point, what is far point, and defects of eyes are very important after this. So you need to go through with all the 3 defects: metropia, hypermetropia, and presbyopia. Then next to this, atmospheric phenomena, they are very important. Like the first one, twinkling of star, and then rainbow formation, then spectrum, dispersion, delayed and earlier sunset and sunrise. So these are the important question. And sometimes they can ask the question, why, if there is no refraction, what will be the color of the sky? So you need to write dark. If there is no refraction, everything will look dark in color. If everything is reflected, the thing will be white in color. So this can be MCQ question. Then after human eye, for human eye, prepare out all the atmospheric conditions very nicely. From there, definitely one question is going to come. Either twinkling of star, delayed or earlier sunset, sunrise, and then why the sky looks blue, or blue color of the water bodies. So these are the important questions which you need to prepare from human eye chapter. Then the next important chapter is electricity. From electricity, already I uploaded the video. Go through with the formulas. If you know all the formulas perfectly, you can solve the numericals easily. There resistivity based numericals are important, series parallel numericals are important. So there in the video, I forgot to explain about relationship between kilowatt hour and then joule. So what is the relation between kilowatt hour and joule? Now 1 kilowatt hour is equal to 1000 multiplied by 3600 seconds. We are converting kilowatt to watt. So I took 1000 for 1 hour to second, 3600. Thus it is 3.6 multiplied by 10 raised to 6 joule. So this is one of the important relation where they can ask the sums based on like how much consumption of the electric energy, where you need to convert values into kilowatt hour. And then next, all the laws are important here. Series and parallel connection, which can be asked for derivation, resistivity derivation. So here we are having 4 derivations. One is series, other is parallel, and then the next one is Joule's law of heating. Then Ohm's law, experiment you need to prepare. Then the next one, applications of Joule's heating effect. So these are the important questions along with numericals. Concentrate on all the units. Whenever you are solving any numerical, don't forget to put the unit where you can lose your half mark. If you are not perfect enough, or if you are not clear with the final calculation or the answer, leave without calculating it. Don't try to write the wrong answer, where you will lose more marks. The next one, the last chapter is magnetism. Magnetism, you need to write about the definitions, magnetic field, and then what are field lines, their properties, solenoid, and then when you draw the solenoid, don't forget to put the north pole and south pole, like where the north pole is generated and where the south pole is generated. While drawing the solenoid, suppose you are wrapping a wire and then you need to represent north pole and south pole in that. It's very important. Students, I find that most of the students are forgetting to represent the direction. So this is one of the important topic. After solenoid, laws are important. Fleming's right hand rule, Maxwell's rule, then corkscrew rule, left hand rule, left hand thumb rule, left hand rule, and then right hand rule, Fleming's right hand and left hand rule. Then after that, what is the effect of magnetic field on rotation of the conductor? Like activities are important from this chapter, like aluminum rod activity is there. If you are not clear with any of the answer, one sentence is very common for this chapter, like under the magnetic field, the object will rotate because magnetic field induces electric current in the conductor. So this sentence you need to write for the answer. If you are not clear with any answer, just you write down this answer, which will be accepted. Now let's come to the bio part. Bio part, the first chapter is life processes, which is the major chapter and most important chapter. So life processes, first we need to learn about photosynthesis. So 3 events of photosynthesis. That is the first one. First important question, learn out all the events. Then the second question, what is photolysis of water? Photolysis, when sunlight falls on water, it will split water into hydrogen and oxygen. So here, this breakdown of water into hydrogen and oxygen is called photolysis. Then they can ask, like in 1 mark, what is the source of oxygen in photosynthesis? The source of oxygen is water, it's not carbon dioxide. Remember that source of oxygen is water. Then the next one, why desert plants keep their stomata closed during the daytime? Okay, why they keep it closed? So, they are in scarcity of the water. Stomata's main function is helping in transpiration and exchange of gases. So, if it will keep its stomatas open, then water will get evaporated. To avoid that, it keep its stomata closed during the daytime. Concentrate on that question. Then, human digestive system, where they ask the sub question like what is the secretion of the pancreas. Then small intestine or the different enzymes present in that, what causes acidity, and then next one, what are the remedies for that. Next, circulatory system, like circulation in human heart. After that, excretion. So all major questions are important of this chapter, but you need not to prepare for a complete system, as the questions will be subdivided. Concentrate on all, like what is generated and what is the end product, how the process is going on. Try to prepare answer in that way, so that will be more effective to score more marks. And the next, in excretion part, structure of nephron is very important. You need to prepare it thoroughly. And what is osmoregulation? That is one of the important topic. Now after life processes, from control and coordination, they can ask about all the hormones, what are the functions of the hormones, and then plant hormones, what are promoters, what are inhibitors, with example you need to prepare. Then the next one, structure of brain is important, where they can ask the parts. Mostly you get 2 marks question, like every year they are asking 2 to 3 marks question from structure of brain. That to function only you need to revise. What are the function of different parts? Like they can ask what is the function of cerebrum, cerebellum or medulla oblongata, or which controls posture, which part, or respiration is under the control of which part. Like that you need to concentrate on the function of the parts. Then different types of movements, like tropic movement, phototropic, geotropic, hydrotropic, chemotropic, all the types of tropic movement. Then what is nastic movement? So these all are important question of this chapter. Then reproduction is also one of the important chapter. From reproduction, the most important topic is male and female reproductive system. So here, practice out diagram. From bio part, you need to revise all the diagrams, whatever is given in the NCERT textbook, which they ask for labeling. They give the diagram and labels will not be given, which you need to represent. So properly practice out all diagrams. Reproduction chapter, male and female reproductive system is important. Then the next one, structure of flower, its parts. Then what is asexual reproduction, its type. One important MCQ is like in binary fission, name the organism which has particular orientation, like Leishmania. Its orientation is always vertical. Leishmania is the example where it shows particular orientation in division. So concentrate on this division. And the next one, all the types of asexual reproductions. Then what are the advantages of vegetative reproduction? What are the disadvantages of vegetative reproduction? Or they can ask like advantage. So that question also you need to prepare, vegetative reproduction. Then how to control population. That is also very important question of this chapter, where you need to write about barrier method, surgical method and chemical method. So in 3 steps you need to write the answer. Prepare well for that answer also. Difference between zygote and gamete is one of the important question. And then what happens if the fertilization is not taking place, placenta definition. So these are the few important questions like which you can concentrate more. Prepare for the diagrams thoroughly from bio part, where you can score easily 3 marks only by labeling the words. Then the next last chapter of this heredity. From heredity you need to practice out monohybrid cross and then dihybrid cross, both And sex determination is one of the important question of this chapter. The next one, in monohybrid cross, what is phenotypic ratio and what is genotypic ratio? They ask very often that question. Then the next one, heredity chapter, it's quite simple chapter. Most of the part is deleted one. So you can concentrate only this hybridizations like monohybrid and then dihybrid cross. And who is the father of heredity? So that can be 1 mark question. Then the next one, last chapter, environment, where you need to learn about biological magnification, which is important definition. What are the 3 R's rule, and then different trophic level, then 10% loss of the energy. Okay, this is also very important question. This chapter is quite easy. Already you are learning from lower standard onwards. So only the new definition is biological magnification and 1% rule. So this chapter, these topics, if you revise, their preparation is up to the mark. So tomorrow when you are going to sit for the revision, once you turn out all the pages of your chapter and see that whether you have completed the topic wise which I told. If not, then revise it. Don't get any tension. Paper will be very easy as I'm telling. Then the last part is the chemistry. Chemistry is the most simplest one out of the science book. So chemistry, first chapter, as I told, you need to prepare about all the types of reactions and their differences, like what is the difference between combination and decomposition reaction. And then the next one, why respiration is called exothermic reaction and why photosynthesis is called endothermic reaction. Then oxidation reduction reaction and rancidity. Only these many questions are there which you can prepare thoroughly. And colored based questions are important once you read that also. Then the next one, second chapter, acid base. Acid base preparations you need to prepare, where they can ask for the uses and preparation. The last part is important. And then that effect of pH on human life. So the topic is also important, like how the pH value is affecting the teeth, and then that is tooth decay related paragraph, how it is affecting the pH of the soil. Then the next one, ants bite, which acid it contains, how we can get the remedy. So that part is important. Then preparation part, as I told, that's important. Then from the starting part they can ask like how to dilute acid, and then hydronium ion, what is responsible for the acidity of the substance, like hydronium ions are important, and why H plus ion cannot exist independently, that explanation is needed. And then from the metals and non-metals, chemical properties and physical properties of metals and non-metals. Then next one, metallurgy part, like difference between calcination and roasting. And then they can ask the components of the cinnabar, concentrate there. Then how the metals in the middle of the activity series and top of the activity series are extracted, that is very important question. Thermite reaction is important question of this chapter. Then what is anode mud or refining of the metals. So these are the important question. Water of crystallization definition you need to read, and then examples of that. Then the last chapter, carbon and its compounds. So here the general structure, homologous series, functional group. Then after functional group, preparation, what are the chemical properties of the ethanol, ethanoic acid, learn about their boiling point and melting points also. And then saponification, esterification reaction is important, addition reaction is important, where vegetable oil is converted into vegetable ghee. That reaction is also very important one. Then the last question of the chapter is micelle formation, how the soaps and detergents are acting on the cloth. It is working of the soaps and detergent. And then why carbon is versatile in nature. Then the next one, why it does not form anion or cation, why it forms only covalent compounds. Then properties. Moreover, formation of magnesium chloride and Na2O. From metals and non-metals, this chapter you can this question you can concentrate. Formation of magnesium chloride and N2O, and electron dot structures are important. They will give the name and they will ask to write the structure, or the structure will be given, they can ask the name. So these are the last minute preparation which you are going to do tomorrow. It will hardly take 2 to 3 hours when you go through with all the chapters, the important part which you are going to revise. Don't worry, throughout the year you read, you prepared well. So tomorrow and day after tomorrow will also be very well for you. So as you are wishing, your paper will be like that only, and then everyone are going to get full percentage in this paper. The thing is that keep yourself very calm, very relaxed, thoroughly revise your paper. While writing also, be confident, be clear with your answer to be to the mark only. Don't try to write extra answers or the extra paragraphs which will reduce your effectiveness. Your answers to be concept based only. And earlier also I told, like, underline the important points. So these are the few tips which you can follow to score 100 on 100 in your paper. All the best to everyone. Now let's wait for the next paper.